Welcome back, everybody. It's NRG and Cloud9 going head-to-head, and one of them is only going to come out alive here. In fact, this is an elimination game, and that is not where neither one of these teams wanted to find themselves this early on in the tournament, this early on in the brackets. Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters, where it is NRG that pushes to a third on the backs of what was a pretty good CT showing. My name is Trace Donosaranthus. You might just call me Trace or whatever you want. I've been called a lot worse than all that. So we also have Sponge and Pimp here, and they're going to make some sense of why we all predicted Cloud9 to take a big L today.
I think it was, yeah.
It's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
That is what we did.
I did.
We have to own up to it.
We all said that we thought NRG were going to win. Now, I said I thought it was going to be in 3. You said it was going to happen in 2. And I think there's good reason to argue both, right? And something that Maniac said when he's walked into the green room with the late shift. You know, some people get a bit of a lie in, but he thinks potentially there's something when it's a domestic matchup that rattles NRG a little bit more than it should, right? Okay. And that could be maybe they're overthinking the situation. Maybe they're trying to play to weaknesses as opposed to going to like their own game. There are a lot of factors to look at.
We're going to do something different right now, Chad, because right now we have a very crucial moment within this best of 3. With it going to 3 maps, I'm inviting you, Twitch chat, that's right, you sitting right there at home, to go ahead and get your votes in. Is it going to be hashtag NRG or hashtag C9 for who you think is going to win? This is your one green light to blow the chat up, and we're going to let you do it. Come in there like a tornado, spinning all around.
Like the warning that we shouldn't. I'm freaking out about this tornado warning.
Look, I never experienced one before. I would like to see it.
No, you don't.
Don't think you want that.
No.
Plus, here's another tornado right here. We're talking train, guys, and it's looking like NRG have a little bit of fight left in them.
They got a good start to the T side, and it seemed to be pretty convincing, I'd say. Cloud9 were fighting in the beginning, but as soon as they got the money broken, it seemed like NRG was just a better team. I think Breeze got to show off, you know, why he's such a great individual as well. Plenty of good plays by him, especially that one where he smoked his Molotov behind the electric box, got off 4 kills, and sort of like steered the game into NRG's direction. From that point, I felt NRG were in control. Then they lost a bit of that control again. It ended up being a close half, and at that point, I was like, NRG is going to win this, but not as convincingly as I would have liked them to. So still a little bit shaky, but a win is a win.
In that second half, they lost 3 1v2 situations, right? There was the pistol round, then Golden had another 1-on-2 situation, like a force by bounce back, and then Automatic also won a 1-on-2, right? So with all those rounds and both pistol rounds going in the favor of Cloud9, that all mounts a pretty respectable case as to why they could have even potentially taken this. I think what you mentioned with Breeze coming out of Pop and grabbing those frags into the out of sight on the first half, that's something that it feels like NRG need. Like they need those kind of players in almost every game. They need their individual step up and have a massive moment.
Does this make sense though? Because this is starting to fluctuate right in front of us.
Maybe
Cloud9 60-40?
I've worked it out. So Cloud9 fans mainly live in LA.
Okay.
So they start the day a little bit later than they're all just waking up now.
Oh, so they're seeing, oh yeah, hey, look, we're really in the series. Yeah. We almost got it. We're right on the edge.
There's definitely a shot, and I wanted to talk about Vice. Now in the first map, his kills were inflated because he had a lot of eco kills, right? I was gonna come in, I was gonna say, look, Vice, you know, out of his 20 whatever kills, at least 10 of them were against ecos. But in the second game, I think he had, you know, more of an impact. He had to do the inside anchor. They kept trying to walk in on him for some unknown reason and try and exploit him, and he stood up and he made it difficult when it needed to be. But something else that's weird from that matchup is that Cloud9 dominated in terms of opening kills. It was 20-6 in terms of opening. That's like a huge disparity. We don't normally see it like
margin. That's a big margin.
And they still lost the game.
A little bit bigger of a margin would be the one being created over on the B stream right now. The Renegades and Isra still going at it head-to-head on the, what I believe, the third map, actually, of Inferno. Currently, Renegades sitting at 3-1 there over Isris, and things are starting to shape up for Renegades, Chad?
Well, they started slow as well, right? That should have never had a position where they were even dropping a map. I think we could say similar things about what we said about NRG this morning for Renegades going up against Issaris because it's an unknown quantity, but it's a team that you would be hoping Renegades should be able to take care of relatively easily.
Well, speaking of taking care of business, we still have Mirage in this series. We still have one more map to go. One of these teams, NRG or Cloud9, will be going home at the conclusion of this series. Guys, how are we feeling going into a third one? I know that Mirage can be a very open map, can really open up a lot of different avenues, and a lot of players can shine on this map, but what are we expecting?
I'm a little bit worried on the behalf of NRG right now, considering Cloud9 have won all 4 pistol rounds so far in the game. Can they do the same thing again here in Mirage and make sure that they establish that dominance, establish a good start to the games? I find Mirage a map where NRG are not consistent enough to be sure that they're going to win this. Could be close.
Chad?
Yeah, I think NRG take it.
Okay. I mean, that could be as simple as that. That could be as easy as it gets around here at the DreamHack Masters, but we will only know, and the only people that we are really kind of entrusting to kind of tell that story at this point are ready to do just that. We do have Anders and Moses standing by, or sitting rather. And are you guys excited to get into Mirage?
Yeah, very much so. I think it's going to be a great map conclusion of the series. I mean, you know, Train kind of looked like NRG weren't going to let that go. Like they were on top of it, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we talked about beforehand as well. That's a map they really enjoy playing.
Yeah.
So this one is going to be interesting as well because I think especially Mirage is a map that just so many teams know how to play. That even if you're very very good on it, teams are going to know how to get around everything. We pretty much know everything this map has to offer at this point.
On the B stream, one of the teams over there has a player called 1962.
Yes.
So it was a good year. I'm wearing the NASA shirt, and that was the first year that we sent somebody, or that America sent somebody to space.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, John Glenn. So
I'm pretty sure that's an Argentinian team. I think 1962 has a different context for them.
It could well be. I don't know much about trivia. I think the first Walmart was opened in 1962.
It was the 11th Miss Universe pageant. Was 1962.
Okay. That's some very specific trivia. I'm impressed, Moses.
And
well,
the young lady from Argentina won it.
Well, there we go.
There you go.
Job well done. Here we go. Third map coming up now, and it is between NRG and Cloud9 here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters, and we are live with the game. Cajun running down the middle, Cloud9 on the T side, and they're rushing through Connector, and they've actually got in here surprisingly cleanly with no. Oh well, I said nobody to stop them, but Ethan does get a great kill on Golden and a follow-up as well, taking out Vice. So they did like right at the end, right on the limit. They got some great kills in.
Yeah, but a great response from NRG. I mean, getting yourself in a position with these USPs so that the Glocks can't actually traverse the long distances into the bomb site. And again, Cloud9 has just had a nightmare of a time between Train and now this pistol round. The bomb has been an enemy to them. They have dropped it in some really awkward places. And again, it gets dropped right at the top connector, so it can't actually make it to the bomb site. And how does Cloud9 get out of this? I have no idea. Rush doesn't have the HP for any fights. It's going to have to be all automatic and Cajun.
How do you get out of this? Right now, they're just fighting to try and find a path to the bomb site itself.
Well, you have to buy time. The fights they're taking right now is for automatic to get into a better position to help him. And I think he was deciding between going through halls or up catwalk because they have control of window room. They have control of connector to a degree. So there's relative safety for automatic.
They're running out of time to decide, though, aren't they? 30 seconds. I mean, if they don't get this job done really quickly, they're never going to make it. And I think that was their one chance. A great shot from Cajun, but again, they don't have the time anymore. Another one, a really fantastic follow-up. But again, it's the time that I think is going to ultimately seal this.
Yeah, there's nothing for Cajun to do. He could almost even just save the armor and use it for a pistol in the next round, but he needs to die, so he needs to go chase this down. If NRG's smart, they won't actually take this kill, and I think their hand might be forced. Actually, I take that all back. He's gotten 4 kills in the round. He's not going to get any of the bonus money, but 4 kills certainly helps alleviate some of the pain of that.
Yeah, it does do a little bit. You see, he's still about 700 down.
And he's still got the armor. So if they wanted to buy in this round, he's not actually missing anything.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a bit of a shame. It seemed like that could have been with more time. Like if you had like another 25 seconds on the clock, that would have been more interesting.
Yeah.
Still, great display. And Cloud9 had such a great start. I mean, the fact that they got so deep in the connector is like that usually is very dangerous if you're on the CT side, right? But they made good use of it, NRG. Ethan opening up, I think, with 2 kills.
It was good use of the catwalk positions of coming out of the window room to be able to take that stance at the base of connector and even coming up to make sure that they can't get all the way to the site. It's really, really nice defensive adjustments from NRG. Should be an easier time of things. Cajun with that armor picks up a deagle. But beside that and around it is all Glocks, and there's an SMG in the way. Carrick is going to have a field day. 4 quick kills. He's going to go down eventually, but he's done his job. 2-0.
Yeah, through the smoke, no armor, just all perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, Tarek loved that.
Yeah, you live for those moments. They don't come nearly often enough, do they?
No, those are the moments that make you look real good. It's got a bunch of money as well.
It's going to put us in the 3rd round. So, quick with the purchase are Cloud9. They want to get into the action right away here. Cajun at 5-1, and nobody else has any kills. I guess that's not too bad, but we'll see if that's going to change. It will early on. Vice spraying down. Could have just as well been 3, and he's going to get it. Wouldn't let Cirque get away in that one. That's not an ideal beginning for NRG in this round.
No, there's nothing ideal about this. And even now, the last member of NRG being in this position is revealed. And they can actually, since they're already close by, you can actually start hunting him. I know the money on Cloud9 isn't great by any means. You've got 2 players at 0, 1 at 50. Even Vice with 900 was at 0 before he gets those kills. So it's that fine line between hunting and making sure you can build an economy yourselves.
I feel like there were a lot of reservations about Vice on this team in the beginning.
There still are.
Still are, yeah? You think he's making up for some of it now?
I think this series is the best series I've seen him play with Cloud9.
All right. So it could either be a turning point or it could just be like, you know, sort of, we wish we could get that more, but we can't.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately for Cloud9 as well, you're also rated on the accomplishments of the team, right? Like this,
sure.
Once an organization gets a major behind them, and you know they spent so much time at the top of the North American scene, it's not about winning these individual series. It's about how deep into this event are you going to go. And at the moment for Vice, they haven't made it deep with him in the lineup, and that's not obviously going to be, you know, a problem that he's bringing to the table that doesn't let him go that far. But at some point, if you're Cloud9, you have to look at the roster and the accomplishments that they have and say this isn't good enough. So that's going to be an internal decision, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I really feel like he's been put on a great show today.
Yes.
So that would be fun. Hard to know sometimes with, I mean, if you, on the other hand, if you look at it from Vice's point of view, you know, he comes into a team that has all this history and he has to like lift a really big, you know, role. Hard to know how that affects people. So it would be interesting if over time he sort of fit better into the position and started to feel more comfortable.
Well, that's the interesting thing. That's what they're kind of relying on, is that potential, because he's been a name that's thrown around and he's been, you know, kind of in the North American professional scene for a little bit of time, but he's never played on a team of this caliber, of this pedigree, or players of this stature. So all of that is different, and you never know how it might kind of ignite the skills that he's developed in some of the lower tier teams. Mid control for Cloud9. This is an anti-eco. CZ picked up, P250 picked up. Breeze has the AK from the previous round, so still some elements of danger, especially if that AK finds a way to initiate the contact for the NRG side, and it seems to be in a perfect position to do so.
Oh, smoke's going to go away fairly soon, I think, and Breeze turning around. They're both waiting for him. I mean, it was in the right position, you're absolutely right. A little bit of more fortunate timing, and it could have been great. Vice, the one to open it up again with a double. Ethan actually doing a fair bit of damage, and at least Vice and Rush have been tanked up a bit. But it would require a lot more for NRG to realistically get back into the round here. Holding a little bit of an awkward fight, but he gets the job done. Tarek running him down.
That's nice, though. Tarek can actually get away. The Molotov can cover his retreat. They won't be able to get this AUG out of his hand. So nice recovery from Tarek in a low econ situation for his team. He's got the lowest money as well. If he can bring this forward into the next round, that'd be pretty big. But it will be all tied up 2-2 with Cloud9 on this T side, keeping things competitive early on.
And Tarek just trying to stay put. He's got the right idea at the moment. Of course, if he continued, that would put him into combat with at least a couple of people there. So you're absolutely right. He's going to be able to save the AUG, and good news on their side. 2-2 tied up and going into round number 5.
That's the utility that Tarek otherwise would not have had if he had to buy armor and an M4 or an AUG with utility. I mean, that's nades, that's smoke Molotov, that's a kit. Really good find for Tarek.
I'm always so interested to see how people play this Mirage map. I really feel like there are just some very distinct styles, both on T and CT side, for how teams like to play this. Oh, Vice, he's so flashed, but they aren't checking him. If you didn't flash like half a second earlier, that would have been maybe even a double kill.
Or just not burning. Maybe has the health to continue that fight just a tad bit longer for one extra bullet.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, they're still going to get caught on this aggression. The aggression up mid for NRG has been sloppy. The first time they ran it, Vice had a triple kill to force it back. Now they've at least got one trade out of it, and look at the position of automatic. Even with it being an AWP.
How did he get here?
I imagine he just marched up a ramp and felt no contact. It's an awkward place for an AWP because you can't actually be as aggressive as you might like, and he's hearing these scopes as well. Cirque is going to have... Surely not. Oh, don't do this. Oh, he's going to get it at the end. That is one of the more awkward engagements we've seen, and he's going to pay for it.
Oh, man. I need my toes to uncurl for a minute.
That was bad. That is not something you will normally see out of automatic.
No, it's definitely not. Oh, that was... I mean, that definitely caused a little bit of an issue there. Rush is going to be going down. Tarek with a good double defending the bomb side. That's going to give another round to NRG 3-2. But yeah, that was...
Oh,
no.
They're showing it again.
They are showing it again, aren't they? I mean...
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
It really is. That makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it really does. Well, he's going to try again. He's got the op automatic, so he's going to stick with it. Look at Breeze. Oh, he can't get that first kill. Nice job from Golden, staying aware. 5-on-4 advantage for the offense.
Yeah, trying to get that mid-control through underpass. What they smoke and flank. That is just very aggressive. Gonna go for more, and that might have been too much. He did get the tag in on automatic, but imagine smoking off to block top mid and then flashing away into underpass. Oh, you know they could be top mid, but you say, yeah, that's fine. We don't care.
That's a pretty nice way to find a pick for NRG, and now they've got positioning with Tarek, and he's going to clean up an easy kill on automatic. So back to our 3-on-3, 1 minute remaining in the round. Both teams doing a good job of trading blows. And Rush is, oh, he's going to get a freebie. He can open up this A bomb site. Tarek got one more, but they're going to have to rotate over. Vice has a long route to run, so plenty of time for NRG.
Yeah, look at Rush. He's taken all the way into the CT spawn, in fact, so really trying to keep everything open. Well, this is what I meant by like different styles on this map. Look at how aggressive NRG are being on the CT side, like really putting the pressure on. So not all teams like to do that, but NRG showing us, at least in the early game, that's what they kind of want to do. Rush, he kind of has that control. They could get the bomb down. This is interesting.
I think a lot of their CT aggression is how bullied they got on Dust 2. And you're kind of sitting here, you're like, well, let's not just let Cloud9 run around this map. And Mirage, with how big it is and all the different choke points, allows you to be that aggressive on the CT side as well. Yeah,
some of those rounds where Golden was just sort of, you know, stumbling in and killing people, and it worked out really well, so they maybe want to avoid that. One good grenade, and follow up with the Molotov right on top. Does a lot of damage to Vice, and hold the shot right through from Cirque to take him down. That's going to leave Rush.
He's got a Molotov.
He does have a Molotov, and they have a kit at least, but it's going to be right on top, and Tarek's low on health, so that Molotov is maybe going to burn them. Is it going to reach high enough? He's going to get the shot, but it's not in time. This bomb was defused. I think that Molotov did not spread quick enough. If it had landed, I think that would have been it.
You throw it out a little bit too late, right when the tap comes in, and it takes a couple seconds to plume. The flashbang he throws as well buys time for that defuse also. That's an important shot from Cirque. If they don't get that, I don't even think they get that retake.
No.
The extra seconds to clear him out with Rush helping from CT spawn would have been the end. 4-2. This one's slipping away from... Well, not quite slipping away from C9 just yet, but that was definitely an opportunity in that previous round that they let pass by.
They have Deagles and an AK-47 and some grenades to work with. Rush with a decent opening, but how do they check this corner? It's not easy at all. On top as well, and Daps doing a fine job. There's a lot of targets there, and he picked off 2 of them. Bomb being attempted right in front, and actually they're going to be successful. A much better hit than you would have expected here out of Cloud9, so far so good, but they need to follow it through, and they are being flanked as well by Breeze. Now Vice is gone. It's Tarek taking him down, all on Cajun B, and that's a good job.
That's a peak and a half.
Yeah, he really did it. One of my favorite things on this map, we don't see it often enough.
What's that?
If you get that close spawn to the A bomb site on the T side, I love it when people just buy Deagle and run to take that first shot. Like you could run into a grenade, but even sometimes you actually get there by the time the guy's sort of throwing the grenade. I really enjoy that.
Certainly it's worth it on like half buys or something, right?
Yeah. I just think that's like, you know, sometimes if you do that, you should call it in spawn. You say, I'm going to go kill this guy in A. That's the way to do it.
I imagine that gets called pretty much every time someone takes that play. It just doesn't always pan out that way, you know?
Yeah, but people remember the times that it does, you know?
You didn't ever go take that fight thinking you're going to miss the shot.
Hopefully not.
Right. Boost up on Catwalk. Cirque's going to grab that first kill, which would have been perhaps the first opportunity for Breeze to be impactful. And look at this delayed mid-push. That's actually quite interesting from Ethan. He's been very aggressive, as you mentioned. Tarek not going to swing out wide. Automatic trusting the fact that NRG's defense is going to remain in check.
Yeah, I really... If I had to choose between the two styles of let's just say, passive and offensive here. I definitely like what NRG are doing right now and being this forward.
Well, now that they're mixing it, I mean, the actual all-out aggression up mid wasn't super successful, but that was kind of delayed peaks they have. One to get the player an underpass, that one we just saw now. I mean, those are having some results for NRG, and now you can back Cirque off and do exactly this. Turtle into the bomb site, let them peek right into the crosshair, go for the follow-up. Lived an extra second, but he is dropped by Cajun B, and it's automatic to work his way up. There is a player on Catwalk who can swing out and be dangerous. Is automatic going to take this peek? Yeah, he is with the off. He had to move forward. He had to go for something. Cajun alive, but bleeding, and not for long. You need to hit that immediately. It's not going to happen. He's done from spawn. And Tarek able to get the AWP as well. 6-2, NRG building a big lead.
I feel like right now, Cloud9 are doing actually, it sort of feels like they're putting up a great fight with, you know, limited weapons and sometimes being a couple of people down.
Right.
So if they could just have a round where they had all the weapons and like got the early kill, I feel like they would have a good position. But all of these rounds are eventually being won by NRG, so, you know, it isn't enough, you know.
I think that clutch is what's going to come back to haunt Cloud9. That could have been a round they win and build upon. Instead, it puts them back onto save, and now you see a couple of rounds later, it's 6-2 all of a sudden.
Smoke in the window. Does land. That is one of the most, it has to be one of the most failed smokes in all of the game. That window smoke.
Surprising for how long we've had this version of Mirage.
All the time, right? Like, and it's not like it doesn't matter. Like, people get killed if you fail that smoke. You know, they walk in the middle thinking, you know, window smoked, and then it's not. Never a good thing. Well, they tried something, and it did not work out.
None of it's worked. Everyone's been wrecked. 7-2. No deaths for NRG. Money building up as well. They are in line for a very solid CT half. Cloud9 still trying to figure it out. Round 10 coming up. Not a whole lot of rounds left to play with for the C9 playbook.
No, they are running out a little bit, and it isn't clear to me that there's really a pattern in what has worked, and there's some things we haven't even seen at all. I mean, maybe also because of the utility now, but some of those B rushes that we sometimes do see, or just heavy B executes in general, that have actually been, I think, quite successful overall historically, but we haven't really seen it yet. Ooh, they've trapped Ethan, maybe.
Golden's the only one there, so I don't think there's going to be a punish on it. He's trying to keep them distracted in window and mid, and he's got him for the moment. It's only Daps with an SMG to defend A. 5 Cloud9 members are going to be there. This should be a full-blown set piece, and it's only Daps. Everyone else will be stuck behind them, especially they're shuffling around this defense, and there's a timing here for Cloud9, but they're just going to miss it.
Oh, it's
going to come out a little bit late.
Tarek is pushed up all the way. He's going to be flanking them so quickly. Oh, Cloud9, they have this dream going on right now about crushing this bomb site. They have to be so quick. They lose rush early on, and every second Tarek is going to be moving quicker. Good shot from Golden to take down Dapston now, moving in just a bit closer and running up very close. Could have definitely got that kill. Ethan goes down on the follow-up, but again, it's 2-on-3, and the fact that they're about to be shot in the back by Tarek, they just don't know. I don't think they expect this timing yet. If they were going to look for it, it would be 10 seconds from now, and yeah, he's just going to be walking in. Sees the one, sees the other one. A little bit sloppy, actually. Very sloppy on that kill, but it works out anyway. Yeah, they were red a lot of that time. I won't say an open book, but...
Perfect shift in the defense. I think Tarek was thinking of that second kill before he even fired the bullet. His brain wasn't even on killing that first guy. Well, it looked a little bit sloppy. 8-2 and a tactical pause for Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean, now is the time for it, isn't it? It's not that the game is really done or anything like that. 8-2, you could definitely make a good half of it still if you're Cloud9, but it's more that we don't have like that sense of that they figured something out or that they have something to even build on right now.
Yeah, we don't have a glimpse of like where a good entry would be for Cloud9. You know, Cirque has been good with the AWP whenever they've hit that A bomb site when he's posted up. You have Tarek who's being aggressive over at the B bomb site who's leaving the way. 15-4, I think, is his score line. So if you're Cloud9, like the most entries you have is when NRG is called that aggressive mid push, which I think is why they've just gone away with it. They're like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we just going to push up and give them those kills when they can't come and take them themselves?
Need a foundation to build a house, Moses. A little bit of wisdom for you there.
Yeah.
In case you want to build a house at some point, I don't know.
I don't know if I'd be doing the actual building. Oh, that's a great shot.
Yeah, he never came down from that jump, did he? He was...
He's still in the air, some would say.
Still in the air somewhere. Not bad at all. I would love to see you build a house. Like, put on one of those hard hats and... You know, I don't know what a hammer is. I don't know how you build a house, obviously.
Going for a whole Macho Man thing? Or Village People?
Yeah, I would love to see you in the village. We found the perfect match, Moses. I would actually pay a lot of money for that to happen. To get you one of those vests and everything. Automatic goes down after a successful opening, and oh, that jump around the corner could get you killed. That could as well. There must be at least at some point here, and Tarek does get immediately revenged by Vice. So Breeze, let's see, looking for another kill. Ethan's going to be the one to pick it up, and they're just trading all of the time. Backup is being called for as well. Daps is coming in from the other side. 38 seconds left.
Still don't know where Rush is. He's slowly working his way up catwalk, being very cautious about it. Ethan still has eyes on the bomb. There's Rush on Daps, and now Ethan's going to make his play, and I think he's trying to beat the catwalk player. He's not going to get there. Rush finds that as well. Timely kill, as Cajun was just so low. A third round for Cloud9.
You know, they got that round, but if Tarek hits the first AWP shot, I don't even think they make it around that corner.
Yeah, I'm more confused. The play from Automatic to kind of push all the way through the murder hole and window when his team wasn't even really set at that point to hit the B bomb site. So I didn't necessarily see the cohesion behind it. You didn't have anyone kind of applying pressure to take vision away from that part of the map. Regardless, it works out in the end. But now they need to build upon it. One more win and they can take all the economy away from NRG. That would be huge. That would be their ticket to get back into this half.
Yeah, slight window been opened up for them here. Just a little bit of a chance to get back into the game as Rush is going to be picking up Daps. That does make it look a lot better, and could have probably got that kill too. Breeze barely surviving. Golden taking down. Oh no, they line up for Ethan, and he's going to take both of them down. Automatic and Cajun out of the round. It would be crushing if they turned this around.
Yeah, that's a big-time double kill. Vice still working in mid. Is going to get caught. That leaves Golden alone with the bomb. They split up to try and create something. Meanwhile, Golden getting a stand towards the B bomb site, and they're on their way there now. He's planning for catwalk, and both are actually going to come through the flank. I don't think Golden will ever expect this, especially if you just send Breeze first. Yeah, send him out to go bait. Low HP, find out exactly where Golden is. Ethan come a little bit slow afterwards. Can Golden read this is coming?
Varian, oh, but that's an incredible shot, and he knows the fire now. The game is up, he definitely understands it. Out the window, Golden, he's got a chance here. It's not a big one because one missed shot and he's gonna get run over. He's trying to dodge, and there's Ethan. Quad kill for him, saving the round here for NRG. That is, I mean, that's a huge comeback into the round. What were they at some point there, like 3 versus 5 or something?
Yeah. That's all Ethan. 4 kills. He got the double kill over the smoke. That was the perfect one. The boost up into the window was Cloud9's undoing. 9-3. What impressive stuff from Ethan, just staying in this connector the whole time. This find as well. Vice not sticking with his teammate, trying to be a little too aggressive. A great flick there, but Golden never commits to a fight after that. You could tell he wanted nothing to do with the battle. He was trying to buy time.
Yeah. Pacifism, not a great strategy in Counter-Strike. Generally speaking. Cirque to get the one, and Daps could have got the follow-up there. I understood that play with the MP9 up close. That would have actually made sense, but he didn't get it done, and Cirque trying to fall back, does not get back in time. Ethan and Breeze, though, with a little bit of a payback, and oh, Vice. I think he was partly flashed, but he still picked up the kill, and that leaves, well, Vice here. 1 versus 2. Did he see the gun barrel? I don't think he did,
no.
So this is, well, he's got time and the bomb. That's about the best we can say. A lot of time, in fact.
Tarek's going to cut him off at the pass. Push all the way up these halls. Make sure he can't get back towards that B bomb site. He'll have a fast flank over towards A. He'll just keep moving forward as well. And I think the position from Breeze is super intelligent. Actually, he's going to push all the way in towards Palace. Here's the big fight. What a win from Vice.
Oh, but
he's going right back to the B bomb site.
Well, some of these, this is sort of a coin flip, and I think Tarek is going to win it. He's got a perfect idea.
Ooh,
that peanut brain of his is just, you know, it's really, he's got it hooked up to like a nuclear power plant, doesn't he? Like,
he's like the strong Mr. Peanut, the muscular one.
Peanuts are great for you, Mo. They're really healthy. Good for your heart, everything. Eat some peanuts, guys. Or girls.
Is it the ones that you find at the circus? Are those the healthy ones? I feel like those would be unhealthy. Circus, baseball games, those are unhealthy peanuts. They've got to be.
I don't know what that is. Like, what? They're just peanuts. How could they be different?
I'll show you.
All right. Regular peanuts. Regular salted peanuts, Moses. Don't make this complicated.
Well, Daps is looking for the shadow. He's going to get it, and there's the SMG. No head armor on Golden. He goes down. Smoke is out. That's a little deep, I think. Not in time, but he still wins the follow-up fight. And during the reload, I don't know how he's still alive, but he's dodged every bullet until just then. Massive amounts of damage, massive amounts of time wasted.
Yeah, he stopped them cold in their tracks. Said no thank you. Automatic with a good return. Think about it. If you're German and you use the MP9 to say no to somebody like that, it could be the MP9. You know. Just wanted to share that, Moses.
That was something special from you. Bomb down in Palace. It's happened again. The bomb being dropped just on its own late in the round, and you could see, I mean, one player's on catwalk now in mid, one player's creeping up A. There's no synergy in these mid rounds from C9, and you don't even have time to go get the bomb even if you wanted to.
No, I mean, this is a bit of a stretch, isn't it? Ethan, just, I mean, a couple of more seconds here, and then they're going to be out of time no matter what. It's a good kill again. Ethan really has been terrific this whole series.
Yeah. He's been great. Rush can't even get back to the bomb sites. He might as well save the gun. Disaster striking again for C9. It's going to be 11-3. Thought Dust 2 was bad.
Yeah. Cloud9.
Stop. Please.
I would if I could, Moses.
You're truly a dad now, aren't you? It's that second baby that brought it all out.
Yeah, well, I do have that cover actually. It's good. It's a good point. Just trying to live into the role, you know, trying to get that. I do look forward to embarrassing my kids later on in life. You know, friends come over and that kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, you're going to be very good at that.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be in.
You'll have a lot of practice at that point.
I hope to be the kind of dad that we'll let them use the house for like parties, but then I'll join. And you know.
So the weird one.
Yeah.
You're aiming to be the weird dad.
Absolutely. 11-3, 15th round coming up, and it's been really uncomfortable. I was excited. I think this best of three has been like map 1 and 2. We've learned a lot, and we've like seen a lot of great action. But this feels like more of a real SmackDown, doesn't it?
Yeah, this third map certainly. We'll have to see what Cloud9 has on the defense, but you're starting to see them just get kind of a little bit lost with each other towards the middle stages of these rounds. After the initial contact, you can tell since the fights aren't going entirely their way that they were on Dust 2, they seem a little bit confused of how to work together in the open and 3-on-3s. Either way, still here, things seem to be working okay until Cirque arrives. A follow-up kill might have saved Ethan's life, and they just don't have the utility. They have to get aggressive on these choke points because they don't have the smokes and the Molotovs and the nades to block off the retake this early. They have to take the fights to keep them off their teammates' back, and they've just ended up losing all of them. So eventually Cloud9 just ran out of options, and that's a very flat T-side on this third map, which is got to be pretty heartbreaking. NRG with a 12-3 lead. Anders, and that's a little bit brutal. It
is brutal. 19-6, Tarek ending the half on that scoreline. That is outrageous. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with the second half. Stay with us. Well, here we go. Welcome back. Final half here. The best of three between NRG and Cloud9. Interesting song at the break time there, Mos. What would you do if you had X-ray vision?
If I had X-ray vision? That's a really good question. I don't know.
Do you know immediately have like something?
I think hotels would be weird. Could I turn it on and off?
Let's say you could. I think otherwise that might be a real problem.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure it out later as we are right into the action. Tim getting overrun and Rush to follow. So out of all the ways that it could have started, this might have been one of the worst ways for... Oh my God, I said that. Well, it gets even worse.
Yeah, NRG's riding a nice bit of momentum at the moment, aren't they? What a wipeout. 3 kills from Cirque, 13-3, and NRG want to get out of this series as quick as possible.
Yeah.
What can you say about that one?
I don't know. That was so fast, wasn't it?
It really was.
I didn't even really get a chance to see what kind of position Cloud9 had. They just died across the map. So there was that.
They didn't even have a chance. Like, Automatic was in mid, and he had a teammate on Catwalk, but he died so fast they didn't even have a chance to actually try and work together.
Oh, here's one of those B pushes we mentioned in the first half, right? I definitely enjoy this. I think this is cool. Like, throwing those smokes really far behind, then further smokes, then more flashbangs up close. And now they're going to go for it here. 13-3, rushing out of the face of Cajun B, and I'm not sure what he was looking at there, but it seemed like he was a bit delayed. Automatic going to get the 1 kill there, but he goes down, and they're just in such great positions. Golden shot through the smoke, and you see the other smoke there towards the kitchen, just making it impossible for anyone to really get in and reinforce. Great execution. You know they're not going to have Molotovs to stop that. So
Exactly.
It's wonderful.
The only thing that could really stop you would be some kind of a blind stack, and I mean, obviously didn't scout it out, but they threw those nades over towards the A bomb site to cause some kind of a fake just to maybe pull an extra player over. Nice little uppercut. What would you do with X-ray vision? I know your brain has much less of a filter than mine, so I like putting you in these on-air scenarios.
Yeah, well, since I've thought of the question, I also managed to filter out all the most obnoxious responses. I mean, casinos would be an interesting place suddenly, right? You can see the other sides of all the cards, then surely that would help out.
Okay, yeah. You took that in a route I didn't necessarily think of. I was thinking more of like walls, not objects.
I'm assuming it works on everything.
Okay.
I mean, nearly everything. If the walls are made of lead, then it probably won't work. But
well, that'd only be if your X-ray vision was what, radiation-based. What if it was magic?
Yeah, but it's X-ray. Like it's an actual thing, Moses. You know.
Yeah, X-ray vision is just a description, though. It's not the actual technical term for how it works.
I never thought about it that way. I assumed it was an actual tool. Fair enough. I don't know. This is an interesting path that we've gone down. I never thought of it as magic, you know. But maybe it is.
Okay.
If it was magic, I don't know. That might open up more options.
Lead doors are now open to you. In a way.
Could definitely do things with banks suddenly.
Oh, yeah.
There are real options here. 18th round, and we're struggling. We're having a hard time coming up with the story that could twist this into a victory for Cloud9. Golden certainly trying his best with the MP9, but he's not really going to make it work. And Rush is now alone, and you could tell he's got not a lot of places to stand, and he's going to get run down.
That's the problem, is even though there's no one there, as we can see on the minimap,
yeah,
like
he doesn't know.
The fact that you even have to worry about it just takes attention away from the fact that you have a fight coming from a different angle. So a real tough scenario. Jumping is Vice, desperate again. These are the final moments of this Cloud9 team in this series.
You just throw back to Dust 2 and some of the excitement we had about Cloud9, how they were playing that T side. Like, there are a bunch of reasons why they haven't been able to do that on this map, but you know, they had that like loose style that we were talking about, Golden rushing and getting kills, opening up. It seemed like they had maybe 1 or 2 rounds where they had like a chance to maybe try that, but they never really were able to do that. So I think that is like at least one of the reasons why this hasn't worked out so well.
It's a bit harder to pull off on Mirage, but I mean, the funny thing is, in the Cloud9 roster that won the major, that was a style that they brought to this map very well. They had some very fast-paced strategies up catwalk and up mid, and they were very much based off contact and that initial action and kind of building off of that. And yeah, we haven't seen that same thing come out. Obviously, completely different roster, Automatic and Rush still here, but you'd think they at least would still want to keep some of that mixed in. I think it's more of just a factor of just getting absolutely battered for so long that you kind of, not scared isn't the right word, but less confident, less sure of yourself in the fights you choose to take.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I mean, NRG have done a really great show. Tarek and Ethan in this final map have been way above the mark, and that's been really hard to stop them at that point in time. Cajun gonna get Molotoved and killed eventually by Cirque. There's Automatic with a little bit of a kill, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. 1 versus 3 here. Vice reeling us up at 16-3 as NRG managed to take down Cloud9 in a best of 3, and it did take all 3 maps, but still, what a performance. I mean, that's, you know, we talked about NRG looking good and sort of being on the, you know, being a little bit more of a hopeful team right now in America.
Yes.
So you kind of like to see that.
You do, and it's definitely a good bounce back, especially after getting smashed on Dust 2. They experienced a little bit of a resurgence in the second half of that map, which was nice. But more than anything, you know, the train performance and then closing things out on Mirage, that's how it should happen at the moment. NRG is clearly above Cloud9 at this moment in time. And now they've just put it behind them and they can move on. Although Dust 2 was shaky, that's kind of scary. You'd expect a team like NRG to be strong on Dust 2. Powerful Opper, Really solid individual players, love mid-range fights.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably should have been playing a little bit better then. I don't know, it's just strange. I mean, hopefully Cloud9 will find a way to fix some of these issues because, I don't know, like that, watching them...
It's been that for a while.
It has been like that for a while. Maybe the analyst desk can help us out and you know, shed some light on what's going on. So, how
or
you guys...
about X-ray vision.
Yeah, I would love to hear about X-ray vision, actually.
Yeah,
that's the worst superpower.
X-ray vision, I'm thinking, like, if I had a superpower, it'd be like supervision, right? Like the ability to see through walls.
No, I think that's the worst superpower.
That's the worst, yeah.
Okay, whatever, dude. Well,
I would want to. I wish I could fly.
Well, we can fly right now into what is the recap of this matchup. 30 rounds total for the side of Cloud9 in this entire best of 3, and that does send them packing. That is it. Put it all back in the suitcase, get them out of here, and they're done for the DreamHack Masters.
Went down as expected here, Mirage, right? I think that's safe to say. Very dominant performance from NRG. I think the players that needed to step up, stepped up. One thing I do want to say, though, Cloud9, they were able to win Dust 2, and that was impressive. I think they played some decent Counter-Strike, but Automatic was missing pretty much the entire series. He was not having a great time, and that is a big problem when your only star player is not showing up.
You want to talk about star players? I got one on the side of NRG that we're going to catch up with right now. It's Tarek down there on the sidelines with Frankie.
NRG just beat Cloud9, so obviously I had to take Tarek for an interview because he used to be on Cloud9, used to play, of course, with Automatic in particular. How does it feel to beat them today?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm just glad we pulled through in the end. It was looking a little scary at first, but yeah, closed it out 2-1, so we'll take it.
What happened on Dust 2? Because I know sometimes it can take a while to activate, but you guys were completely lost.
Yeah, I would say slow starts has been the story for us here. Same thing with the Furia game that we lost yesterday. We couldn't really get the ball rolling, and we lost a lot of crucial rounds. And then here on Dust 2 for that first map, I think that they just definitely started the game off way stronger, and we didn't really have an answer for it. So, yeah.
Are you lucky that Tim didn't really show up today?
Yeah, I'm thankful for that. So maybe he's looking out for me. You know, he's like, I don't know, but yeah, it is fortunate for us that he didn't have like a good series because I would have definitely made it harder.
And going into Train, you did have a pretty successful T-side, so I'm guessing confident going into the CT half?
Yeah, Train was a good half for us, 8-7 starting off, and going on to the CT side, there was still a couple of close rounds that, you know, it could have helped it go in their favor, but we won those clutches, and those are the kind of rounds that you got to win a series.
And how did you, in general, get your heads into this one? Because you weren't expected to lose yesterday.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because that loss yesterday makes it so much harder to get through the playoffs. And I think just going into today, we just are looking at it as taking it series by series. So we just got to take it game by game and try to, you know, focus on the next game.
And you feeling focused now?
Yeah, I think we're feeling good. I think that last map definitely gave us some confidence, so we should be set for the next game.
Well, thanks for talking to me, Tarek. I'll let you celebrate with the guys, and let's head back to the desk.
Regardless of how good it feels, they still have a long road ahead of them.
Gauntlet.
A real gauntlet. Speaking of gauntlets, it's going to be Renegades that survives on the other side against Isurus.
They're done already?
Yeah, they did a pretty convincing fashion last map, Inferno, just really kind of getting it done.
So both series actually, you know, looking in very similar fashion, right? They both started out with the favorites losing and then battling back through and getting it done. So I think in our matchup here, there's not too much that I can say about Cloud9. I think we said the majority of it at the start of the series. We've given our feelings and our thoughts on the roster as a whole and the future of it. I think that it's a good sign that NRG were able to close strong. If that was another close matchup, I wouldn't have had any faith for them going forward in the tournament. But now seeing them have a convincing win, hopefully they get some confidence behind them. They're very pokey and proddy, right? Especially on that CT side of Mirage there, where they were constantly pushing and being like agitating that Cloud9 team with aggression. And I think that's something they did it on most maps actually.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do it a lot of times in the middle where they just throw a couple smokes out there,
go for pick.
Get the pick. They'd either get it or not. Either way, they would play off of it in a way that was still beneficial to them, and that's how they win the game easily.
It's NRG, right? It's NRG special. I feel when you look at the players they have and the positions they play, Cirque with the AWP, Breeze with the rifle, Ethan with the rifle, they have those abilities, I would say, you know, to just close down a team like Cloud9. That's what I expected on Dust 2 as well, a very open map, you know, where I was surprised they were allowed to play so fast, Cloud9. I was surprised that they were able to win those duels against these players, because I do feel that when you look at Ethan, when you look at Breeze, we praised them to be some of the best players within the North American region. So a little bit disappointed they weren't able to close it in 2, sure, but as you said, you know, they closed out strong, and it gives me kind of hope that they can do the same thing.
And you got cake.
I got cake as well, so I'm a winner all the way around.
Well, speaking of winners, we do have a matchup on our hands next. Coming up after the break, it's going to be Ints versus G2 here in a best of 3. And what is still the upper bracket, both of them surviving yesterday against Isurus and Renegades, which nests them together today in this bracket. So, without any further ado, it'll be Alu taking on that of Kenny S. We'll be right back after this break.